Hello, I'm Robbie. In this video, I'm going to show you how I created my animated logo using Adobe Animate. I hope you like it. I'll create a new project. I'll accept the default HD 1280 by 720 and platform type HTML5 canvas. That's good. Click create. Okay, now I have a new project. I'm going to go ahead and go to Adobe Illustrator to copy my existing logo. Paste that here. Paste using AI file. That's fine. Click OK. Cool. So now I have my logo in place, and I'll rename this to imported logo. Now I'm going to go ahead and click new folder, rename this to logo, and within this folder I'm going to go ahead again and create a new folder, name this layer 1, and create a new layer within that folder, because now I'm going to be working on the logo icon. I'm going to go ahead and start creating blocks, which I want to drop from this part right here, from the top down, with a bouncy effect, kind of like a raindrop, but you know, it's bouncing. And then there's going to be a lot of these blocks that I need to create that will give that stacking effect. So to start, I'm going to go ahead and click on the rectangle tool and make this shape right here. That's one block that I plan to make, so that should be good. I can transform this into a symbol. You can do it through that or through the properties by clicking this icon, symbol, and I'll rename this into a red block, so I can just create an instance of that later. And the type is graphic. Click OK. Good. So that's one block, and next part is to basically fill this whole icon box right here with all of these block unit. So there's going to be a lot, and to save time, I'm just going to be speeding up the video. That I have all my blocks in place. They are neatly organized in different layer folders. Now it's time to do some animation, and for me to do that, I'm going to show you the first layer. I can just hide all the other layers, which I'm going to do later. For now, I'm just going to focus on layer 1 and hide the imported logo background, just so we can see it right here. Reference point. Okay. So now I have all my layer 1 blocks, and what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to select all of these keyframes, and somewhere around 100th keyframe right there all the way down, I want to automatically create keyframe so that this is the extent to which the frame should be visible. So all these should be visible. Now I go back to the first frame, and I want this, like I said, the animation should be dropping the blocks from top to bottom. So the first keyframe should be doing this, the starting point So the block should be at the top, and by, let's say, somewhere around the 20th keyframe, it should already be down at the bottom. So again, I'll select all these blocks from layer 1 folder and now move them to their final frame, which is at the bottom. Okay, so now that I made that mark right here, as you can see, the next step is to select them all again and create a classic tween, which is going to be the motion for these blocks. So I click this button right here, and now I want to do an easing effect, because without an easing effect it's just going to be like this. It's just going to do that linear motion. So while they're still selected, all these frames with tweens, now I'm going to click on properties under the tweening tab, effect, classic ease, click this. I want it to be, when it goes down, it should ease out with a bounce effect right there. So let's see that in action. Boink. So yeah, so from the starting point all the way down, 20th keyframe, it's not even 1 second. Okay, so that's good. Now what we want to do is to randomize the layer, each block, so that it would give us this random effect, not, you know, not falling down all at the same time. So to do that, I'm just gonna be selecting the first keyframe of each layer and just drag it wherever, just to randomize it. So maybe this layer goes there, delay it a little bit, this goes there, click select, and this, drag it a little bit, and do it for the rest of the keyframes, basically. And with that, now if we go back to frame 1, if we hit return, oops, okay, I think that's too fast. Again, if we go back to frame 1, yep, it's too fast. All we can do here is adjust the ending keyframe a bit, stretch it a bit like that. Go back to frame 1, hit return, there you go. Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing the same thing for the rest of the layers, basically animating each layer, selecting each block, doing the same thing, adding a keyframe, adding classic tweens, and adding that easing effect, the bounce ease out effect. So I'm going to be speeding up the video and to see the rest of the process. That I finished animating the logo icon, this block right here. So let's look at it one more time to see what it looks like. Yeah, so now it drops all the red blocks and gives me that nice transition. So That's good. Now I'm ready to animate the name, which in this case I wanted to slide from left to right with some easing, basically. Not the bounce easing. I wanted to just do a cubic ease out kind of easing, so it doesn't have that bouncy effect, soft effect. It's just the name, and I think it looks nice like that. So to start with, I will copy this name and I'll create a new folder, name it name, create a new layer, name this text, put this layer inside this folder, and drop this name that I just copied. Basically I click Shift Command C, or I Shift Command V to paste it in place, and then lock the imported logo layer so we don't accidentally touch that, and because I need that as a reference point to see where I'm going to be doing my transition. So for me to do the left to right transition, I will need another layer to cover the name, which in this case is just going to be a rectangle tool white fill shape that's just going to be on top of the name. So I'll name this white background, and I will use the rectangle tool, and for now I'll just choose a bright color just so I can see the fill and completely cover the name. Now move this to where I want the name to start, which is in this spot right here. Okay. And then I will change this now to white to make that illusion that it would look like it's going to cover later. Okay, so right now it is actually covering the logos, that's why it looks like that. But it doesn't matter, because when I do animate this, I'll remove the reference logo anyway. So this is on top. Now I can move this layer, or before I do that, I actually need to make a keyframe. Let's say for now I'll just choose it right about here, the 2-second mark, and I'll create a keyframe so that it would be the place or the point where will be the last point of the logo, or the last place where the logo will land. So that's the last point, and the first point will be when it is actually, where it's actually hidden. So I'll just lay that all the way down here. Okay, that's right there. And there. Now it's hidden there. And now I will create tween. And I will choose the easing, ease out, cubic in this case. Hide this. And if I go to the first frame, if I hit return, let's see. Oh, there you go. That's actually nice. But in this case, I do want it to slide right when the blocks is at the middle, like the middle animation is happening. So I might need to play with scrub timeline here a bit, and I think I might need to start around 1 second. So I'll just move this whole thing somewhere in the 1 second mark, somewhere here. So if I go back to my first frame, hit return, I think that's good. Yeah. Drop, slide. Again, so drop, slide. Okay, and also one more thing that I need to fix is okay, I'll lock this first just so I don't accidentally touch that. I need to fix the logo so that it gives that effect that it's sliding out from something, not just showing out of nowhere. So I'll just create a new layer here, and again I'll just do a white background layer name. I'll use my rectangle shape and I'll use a bright color, and here I will create my shape, but before I do that, I'll show my logo just so I can see. Okay, so right about there, that's good. And then I will use, it should run all the way to the end around, what is it, 200 frame, about 6 seconds. And now I can choose the white background fill. Okay, good. And then hide the imported logo. And then now let's see if I hit return. There you go. See that effect? Like it's actually sliding from it's like a raindrop kind of thing, which is much better than just popping out out of nowhere. Okay, so if altogether zoomed out a little bit, it should look like that. I think the name is kind of finishing its transition slowly to, I think I need to update the transition a little bit, just so around this time it should be already done, like around 70th frame. So I'll just open up the name layer, drag this a little bit, somewhere around 70. I think that's good. Scrub this down a bit. Press return. Yeah, that's it. So one more time. Looks kind of fast, but I think I like it. What it's doing, I think, yeah, for my taste, I think that's good enough. So on this side, press return. Cool. Hey, thanks again for watching. I hope to see you again next time. Please leave a comment, and if you have a YouTube account, please subscribe. Thanks again. Bye.